Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into this week's episode of the Ringing the Bell podcast. This week, our special guest is Belles Lacrosse senior Alyssa Grant. How are you today,
I'm
Alyssa?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, Alyssa, your season's about to get started. Fortunately, you guys had Saturday's game postponed, but rescheduled for March. How do you feel like the team is feeling as you guys are getting ready to go into the season after the fall and then coming back in for the spring as you guys have been inside for a lot? But how are you guys feeling going into this season?
I think we're really excited. I think everybody's just ready to get going and get out of the field house. But our fall ball went really well, and our preseason has been going very well. So I think everyone has pretty high expectations. We're looking forward to it.
And as you guys are preparing for, last season was a very strong non-conference slate. You guys have a very strong schedule this year. How are you guys looking at, you guys are on the road a lot early on, then you guys go down to Florida, and then coming home. What's the kind of thought process for going into those long road trips, as it's very easy to be at home and you're ready for a game day, but in terms of these road trips, how are you guys preparing for this long stretch of away games early on?
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of used to it because obviously we have grass that's usually frozen until after spring break. So I feel like we kind of know going into it that we're going to have to be ready to play away a lot. So I think we're prepared. Obviously, like you said, it's a lot easier to just be at home, but I think we're just excited to play. Yeah.
And so for you, you had a very different story than the other seniors on the team. You played a couple of years early on. You took last year off. What was it about coming back this year for your senior year, and how have you really seen the program change in that little gap of time?
Yeah, I think I just felt like I was able to get myself in a better headspace with lacrosse, and I was excited to come back, and I felt like I owed it to myself and to my teammates to come back for one more year and give it my all. I feel like my sophomore year was a transition period for sure. We had a new coach and everything changed. I feel like last year everybody did a really good job adjusting. I obviously was still around. I still talked to everybody, so I felt like I knew what to expect coming back, and I'm really proud of the way that everybody was able to adjust and make the best out of what was a weird situation sophomore year and come back stronger and better. I feel like the program is improving every year, and I think that we're in a really good spot.
And how was it for you kind of coming back in the fall, especially having to get back into that mindset of, I'm back into being a student athlete. I don't just have academics to worry about anymore. I now have to worry about practice, games, conditioning, everything like that. How was that process coming back for you?
I think I was just so excited to be playing again. And over the summer, I spent a lot of time playing lacrosse, so I felt like I was prepared coming back into fall ball. I was obviously kind of worried, just I hope everybody takes it the right way or whatever, but everybody was super welcoming, and it was a lot of fun. So I feel like that prepared me well, and I think I do better under a stricter schedule. So I think I prefer having the more rigorous schedule.
Having a bit more to do, it really helps your schedule with, that you have these certain blocks that you have to have filled in.
Yeah, I'm not just sitting there I could probably do this. But
I could do homework, I could do this, but it helps with a lot of stuff like that. With it being your fourth year at St. Mary's as a student, what have you been able to see yourself growing, and what have you really been able to learn about yourself from coming in as a first-year student to now you've had time to go through and you've been able to learn more things about yourself?
Yeah, I feel like coming in, everybody will tell you my freshman year I didn't talk until probably March. I was very shy, very reserved. I feel like the biggest thing that I've taken away from it is I can trust myself, and I have more confidence in myself. I feel like the girls on the team had a huge role in that. I mean, everybody, it's such a close-knit group, and I feel like my freshman year, the older girls really brought me out of my shell, so I try to do that for the younger girls now because it's hard, it's a lot. It's obviously a huge transition period, but I feel like the team really, really helped.
Yeah. And as a business administration major, how have you been able to really focus in on your studies from freshman year? A lot of high schoolers, they come in and they think that it's going to be the exact same as your classes in high school, but it's very different. How have you been able to, as your classes have gotten harder throughout the years, how have you been able to keep yourself focused on staying involved with classes?
I feel like, again, the team, there's always girls in your major, so I feel like having juniors and seniors my freshman year who had already gone through a lot of the classes that I was taking really helped, and they were able to give me some pointers. I also feel like my high school was very, difficult. Like, it was very, I don't know, I feel like it prepared me very well for
Yeah.
college. So that definitely helped. And I honestly feel like coming to college, I had more free time than I did in high school. Like, high school, I don't think I was home from, 7 a.m. till, 9 p.m. some days.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't have a super hard time with that aspect of it. But, yeah, same thing. I mean, the team helped a lot.
Yeah. And so as you look forward to, obviously you have your season, but coming up in May, you have graduation as well. What's next for you going forward? Are you looking for, do you have something lined up? Are you looking to go back home, stay in the South Bend area? What's kind of next for you after graduation?
Yeah, I'm applying to law school right now, so we'll see. Ideally, I'll be in Chicago, which is home, hopefully, and hopefully some branch of corporate law.
Yeah.
I don't know 100% yet, but we're figuring it out.
Now, what was it about law school and going into corporate law that drew you towards that, other than other aspects of business administration like finance or accounting or even marketing? What drew you towards that?
I feel like when it comes to finance accounting, I just don't like numbers, so I was like, that's not going to work.
That's a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I took a business law course at St. Mary's for my major, and I loved it. And so then after that, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should kind of look into it. And then honestly, since I wasn't playing lacrosse last year, I was like, maybe I should just study for the LSAT because I have nothing else to do.
Perfect.
So I did, and and then corporate to me kind of just makes sense, having some sort of idea to go into it because I have the business background. So I don't know if that's going to stay 100%, but it makes sense for now.
It makes sense going into it, and that's what matters,
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
coming straight out of school. But Alyssa, as we finish up with questions, thank you so much for joining us on Ringing the Bell. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go into our weekly recap, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do our rapid fire questions.
Perfect.
Welcome into your Belles Weekly Recap, everybody. Starting off, Belles basketball fell in their lone game last week on Wednesday at Kalamazoo, 58-53. Sophomore Ella Andre led the team with a career night of 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals, while senior Hannah Outlaw added 11 points as well, and freshman Liv Fry grabbed 7 rebounds. Belle Stunt kicked off their 2026 season at home on Saturday, falling to Lewis 23-6 and to Malone 23-2. Belles Tennis opened their spring season with a dominant 6-1 victory over Hanover on Sunday. The Belles moved to 3-0 on the year. The Belles earned 7 6-0 set victories in the match. Belles Tennis senior Emma Keeley was named Belles Athlete of the Week after her performance in the win over Hanover. Keeley earned a 6-0 victory at the number 1 doubles match while earning a dominant 6-0, 6-0 victory at the number 1 singles match. Belles basketball returns home on Wednesday as they host Tryon at 7 p.m. before heading to Alma on Sunday. Belles Tennis will return to action in St. Joe, Michigan as they take on Spring Arbor on Friday. Belles Stunt will host their second annual Valentine's Tournament as they welcome in 10 teams to compete on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, the Belles will take on Buena Vista and George Fox. On Saturday, they'll take on Maryville and Centenary before closing out the weekend on Sunday, hosting St. Edwards and Michigan. That was your Belles Weekly Recap. All right, that's where we're gonna get started. Rapid fire questions, like I just said, they're not too difficult. Don't think too much about them. Just gonna get going. First, starting off, what is your favorite restaurant in town?
Lauber, I'll say.
Lauber.
Yeah.
It's a very popular one, I feel like, amongst student athletes. What's your favorite spot on campus?
I love Angela. I feel like I spend most of my time there, so I'll say that.
Is it over in the little lounge or?
I just like upstairs. I like seeing everybody, and I feel like I usually run into a lot of people I know, so.
Now, you got transitioned from defender to an attacker. Do you prefer goal or assist?
I'm going to say if it's like a really good assist, I prefer an assist.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like setting up your teammates?
Yeah.
Who is your favorite professional athlete or professional team to watch?
My favorite professional athlete, I'll say I just love Michael Jordan. I love
Yeah.
watching him. But my favorite professional team is probably the Bears.
They had a really good run this
Yeah,
year.
I know.
What is your spirit animal, or if you were an animal, what would you be?
Ooh. First thing that comes to my head is a monkey.
All right. Works out.
Yeah, I don't know. Just that's all I can think of is a
Yeah.
monkey.
What is your game day tradition or a game day like superstition that you have?
I've had my hair braided the exact same way every game since freshman year.
Nice. Why did you pick the number 22?
It was honestly the only number that I kind of liked that was open. But I ended up really liking it. I like 22. And now my sister is number 23. So
Perfect.
22, 23. Yeah.
It works out.
Yeah.
If you could play any other sport at St. Mary's, what would it be?
I think basketball.
Basketball. What is your coffee or Starbucks order?
I get a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew with just a splash of sweet cream.
Well, it seems like a lot of our student athletes are either cold brew or refreshers.
Yeah, I think cold brews have the most caffeine, so
Yeah.
that's why I get them.
It works out.
Yeah,
Especially for your guys' like early practices.
Yeah, a refresher is a good sweet treat though.
You know. And last one is, what is your dream vacation spot?
Ooh, I'd say as of recently, like an Italian vacation.
You know,
Yeah.
Italy, Rome,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, Alyssa, once again, thank you so much for joining us on Ringing the Bell. As we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to add about your guys' program going forward this year? Like, what are you most excited about for this upcoming season?
I'm just most excited to be playing again. I think it's going to be a good season. I'm really excited to play with my teammates, and yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you on the field again.
Thank you.
It's going to be a lot of fun seeing you guys this year, especially with a new team coming in as well. But as we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Ringing the Bell. And make sure you stay tuned for next week's episode as well, and follow Belles Athletics on all social media platforms so you can stay up to date with your Bells. Have a great day, everyone.